Welcome to this week's Swarf and Chips. We've got a real treat in store for you today because we are hitting Europe and visiting 3 major machine tool manufacturers. So this is what's coming up on today's show. But guess what? I'm not invited, but you are, so enjoy.
So I've arrived in southern Germany for our Swarf and Chips special this week on behalf of the Engineering Technology Group. Firstly, Martin, tell us the agenda for the week and what we're going to be up to.
We've got a very busy week here this week, Paul. So Monday, Tuesday, we're here at STAMA. Wednesday, we're going to be visiting Bavius, otherwise known as Handtmann. And then Thursday, Friday, we're off to Chiron.
Is it all going to be all work or any play as well?
It'll be a bit of play for myself, but we've got 12 employees here and it'll be just purely work for the others.
That's what I like to hear. Tino, tell us a little bit about STAMA. This is our first stop. Tell us what you do here for our viewers back home that have maybe not heard of the brand or seen the machines.
So STAMA is a machine tool builder. We are building machining centers. STAMA is a company with approximately 400 employees with a turnover of approximately 80 million per year.
Okay, and they're not just standard machining centres. I mean, a lot of our viewers might think machining centres, we've got a lot of those. These are a little bit different, aren't they?
Yeah, they are different. We are not really a standard machine tool builder. We are the turnkey solution machine manufacturer. So all the machines what we are building normally are equipped with turnkeys.
And you got twin spindle technology, multi-axis mill turn machining, the whole lot, haven't you?
Right, we are making MC machining centers. We are making MT machines, which are mill turning machines, and yeah, single spindle, twin spindle, up to 4 spindles.
So we land now in the showroom, and obviously these machines are finished built machines running demonstrations and so forth. I'd like to sort of extract from you, Steve, where these machines fit in the UK market. Tell us the spec of what we've actually got here.
So we've got a variation of theme of machines here. So over behind me we have the MT7, so this is a mill turn machine. So basically we have 2 spindles and 2 fixed spindles, okay, 2 column raised machines. So we can work on both spindles independently.
I notice on that model as well you have you can feed bar horizontally with the spindle being in a horizontal plane and then tip it in the vertical motion as well.
Yeah, so it's unique to STAMA, that is. So we can fit an 800 length billet bar of 102mm diameter within the spindle, and we've got full 5-axis capability on there. And we can transfer it to the second spindle where we can do second dot work both simultaneously.
And are they both, call them one side and the second side, are they both equal in what they can produce?
Yeah, other than taking the bar out of the second spindle, they're both identical, yes.
And then what about the model behind us here? We've got the other MT.
So that's the 8 series, okay? So what we have there is a twin spindle, twin 5-axis table with turning function on there. So again, as we've alluded to with STAMA, when it comes to speccing the machine, it really is dependent upon the specification and the application driven.
That looks like a pretty well-built machine, that one. Big chucks on there. You got a lot of power?
Yeah, so we've got 600 Newton meters within the spindle, 400 Newton meters within the turning table itself, and a 600 capacity on each spindle.
What's the tool mount on that? Is that HSK 100?
HSK 100 on the largest machine, and then to the left there we've got the smaller variant, which is the HSK 63.
Now, from the Engineering Technology Group's perspective, you're now head of sales, I believe, in the UK. Can you tell us a little bit about your role and how you see and where you see these machines fitting in our domestic market?
So we're looking to make a massive growth with STAMA and all of our principals that we're visiting this week. That goes along with Chiron and Handtmann, well, Bavius as we call it. Okay, so as head of sales, I look after a team of regional sales managers. So we've had a complete restructure and an approach to these products, where we've had people responsible for the product themselves. They've taken it upon themselves to push that out to the market. We now have a single technical engineer that heads up his division, and he will look after all the principals. The sales outfit itself has direct impact into this factory, so all our regional sales will bring their customers over and have access to the full range.
It's good to educate those guys, because when you come here it really opens your eyes, doesn't it, to what you can actually achieve and what sort of applications these machines are great for.
Yeah, exactly that. So with the idea of this week is to get our sales guys engaged into these products. Keeping them wrapped up behind closed doors and keeping your arms around the product itself is not good as we're looking to grow this product throughout the market.
This is what I love, Steve, about coming to factories like this, is seeing how the machines are made up, all the castings. Tell us about what we got here.
This is where the machine starts to come together. So what you're looking at here now is the spindle head. So this casting's been machined over the back there, and it comes forward into this area. We've got single spindle, we've got twin spindle, we have quad units over the back. So this is where the spindle head really takes to life.
It's fair to say the range is pretty extensive, isn't it? It's not kind of like a box shifting sale, is it, with the STAMA? You spec it up to what you need.
Yeah, you won't find a single machine in there identical to another one. It really is a bespoke machine tool.
So come and show me how you test them. So what have we actually got here? Is this a machine that's going to be sold somewhere, or is it just used for testing?
No, this is the test bed machine. So we've got two variants here. So what we're looking here to do, Paul, is we take the casting of the table, so the 5-axis table, the twin pots, we speculate them onto these two machines here, and we replicate the geometrics, all the movements, the axis drives, and the full tuning.
So these are essentially a permanent fixture here then to be used for testing purposes?
Yeah, each bed that's going to go onto a machine tool is application specific to that customer. So exactly from where the draftsman's designed it through to the technical engineers involved with the project will get passed off on this machine, then it will get taken down the line where we're going to go to next, where you'll see it on the customer's machine.
All right, let's go and see the machines getting put together. So they're putting the tool changer on the machine here?
Yeah, so where we've been through and seen the tool rails and the pockets being manufactured with the Vario cell, the full automation cell, now we're starting to see them being assembled onto the casting and onto the spindle head itself.
So it's all coming together?
All coming together.
And if I was a betting man, Steve, I'd say that we're around about 50-50 now, 50% of the machine built, looking at these.
Yeah, so these units here, obviously we've got the spindle heads. So this section here, we're putting all the electrics and all the hydraulics piping, ready to go down to the final assembly area there, where it's going to get craned and loaded into place.
By looking at these, you can see one spindle there, it's a single spindle. Then this machine is a twin spindle. So is the mix quite varied? Do they sell a lot of single spindle machines?
Yeah, they do. It really does depend on the application and what's coming through. So we have twin spindle, we have quad spindles as well. That is a large volume of the workpiece that goes through STAMA.
And we're now in an area where the machines have kind of all been put together. All the drives have been put on, obviously the guarding, the controls. And what actually happens here and now? Are they putting the turnkeys together? Is that the idea?
Yeah, so as I keep stating, each machine is project driven. So everyone will be completely separate. So each application engineer will be assigned to their particular machine where they'll run through. So down here what we'll have is live parts being machined and the customer coming in and having pass-off trials.
Gerhard, it's been a fantastic first day of our trip here. And what I've sort of seen today is a lot of your products. I mean, it's a lot of it is application driven. And you talk about being a turnkey supplier. The engineering technology group in the UK are very much a turnkey solution provider. That would make it a good marriage between you and them, wouldn't it?
Yes, because we understand completely how they act in the market and how do they discuss with their customers. So we can provide them, we can assist them, and we fully understand them because we speak the same language and we know exactly what they are asking for and can support them. For example, if they need some special things or need experience in this or that application, then we can finally add that and we can work together as a team.
Martin, day 2 of this study tour. Did you sleep well?
I did very well, thank you.
Yeah, me too. It must have been something that you were feeding me last night. Tell us what we're going to see today.
Today we're at Bavius, previously known as Handtmann, and we'll have a factory tour. You'll get to meet the new owner, Armin, and see the latest technologies that they have to offer.
Very much about chip removal today, isn't it?
Big time, yeah. When it comes to chip removal, material removal, these guys have got it nailed.
All right, let's get inside and have a look.
Okay.
So we've started our factory tour now. We're in Factory 1, and this is where the profiling machines, the PBZ range, are actually put together and manufactured. And you'll see here the types of parts that these machines are profile parts or profiles, longer components. As you can see, you've got a big in-feed here and also an out-feed the other side of this machine, which is actually a 5-axis machining centre. Alex is just talking the guys through here the capabilities of the machine and the sort of markets that this machine generally lends itself to, which you can see here from these types of parts is where it would fit. The guys here are now looking at the HBZ range of machines, trunnion machines. In fact, the model that they're actually looking at there is the Trunnion 160, which is the biggest in the range. Now, these are horizontal machines, but they've got a trunnion table, and quite neatly the table obviously tips to a vertical plane, so you can actually machine and the chips will fall away. Alex, I want to dig into a little bit of detail here about these machines and chip removal, because it's been a big focus today. How do these machines manage to remove the amount of chips that they do? I believe it's something like 250 litres in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, the main reason for that is the massive spindle power we use. We use for about 140 kilowatt in S1 mode and 156 kilowatt in S6 mode. One of the main driver for big chip removal is just the design of the machine. We have a solid modular design. We basically mounted our axis against the table, and that gives us the rigidity we need to accelerate and decelerate our axis as fast as possible.
Now, we all know that there's a big demand in England and in Wales for this type of machine in the aerospace industry. How is it in Ireland, Jamie, because you head up sales there for ETG?
Yeah, there's a huge opportunity up in the north, especially because there are a big contingency of aerospace companies up there and a lot of subcontractors supporting the bigger companies like Bombardier. So.
And would you say that this machine is pretty much an aerospace machine, or can you think of, now you've seen it, can you think of other areas you could fit it?
For me personally, it's more aerospace because that's what the industry's around in that area. So, but certainly for the ribs and the wing structures, there's definitely a demand for this type of machining.
And the fact it's got a pallet changer, and it's quite unique in the way it tips, isn't it? I mean, I've not seen much like that before.
No, well, what you've got here is a twin pallet system. So basically you've got one pallet inside the machining area, and then you've got a separate area for unload and load for the workpiece changeover. And then from there we can then exchange the pallets over from the machining area to the unload area.
And it keeps it in quite a compact footprint as well, doesn't it? I was quite surprised looking at it. Actually, for the working envelope and what you can do with this machine, it's quite neat and tidy.
Yeah, that's probably down to the technology for the horizontal machining. Because if you imagine a normal pallet sitting on a vertical basis, then you've got a larger y-axis area. Whereas here, because we tilt the pallet up into the horizontal, then you're reducing the width. So it keeps it to a small footprint.
First time we managed to collar you in the last couple of days. Thoughts on the trip so far?
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, I mean it's great. It's a great insight to what's available to the marketplace. So yeah, it's been very good, very exciting.
Still a day or two to go.
Oh yeah, we've still got another day and an evening with you, Paul. So
that's the best bit. Thanks, Jamie. Cheers. Armin, I've got to congratulate you firstly on the management buyout that happened last year. Can you tell us or tell our audience a little bit about maybe your background and why you bought the company?
Oh yeah, my personal background, I'm a mechanical engineer and an industrial engineer. I have been in the industry for more than 20 years. Machine tools, this is my life, this is my world. Before I came to Handtmann and now Bavius, I was at Gleason, the Gleason Corporation. I was in charge for Gleason Voucher and Gleason Hurt in Germany for many years.
So now this new venture for you as Bavius, what does the future hold for you?
The future hold? Yeah, we have a great product, we have a good team, the market potential looks positive. So we will continue what the company brought on the way and try to be successful and meet the expectations of our customers.
And if you had a message for our audience that maybe have Handtmann machines or similar machines from the past, what would you say now to them about the change in management, the change in name?
I would say we are still the same team. It's we are reorganized, of course. We try to found our identity, but we of course try. We have Handtmann had a good reputation, and we will continue to be a reliable, consistent partner, and even to get better.
Steve and Martin, just grab you two guys a minute. So before we actually get in the cars, just tell us what you've learned today and what your highlights are. Let's start with you, Martin.
Highlights today, really. I mean, looking at the new technology and what they've got to offer, and the new design of the head that opens everything up, really.
Well, that head's interesting. I mean, just give us weren't the heads pretty good in the first place?
I mean, the heads were awesome in the first place, but with the new head and the cutting parameters that we can put on that, just changes the game completely for us.
And tell us about what you thought of today, Steve.
Truly inspiring, really. You know, we've obviously been around a few factories this week, but coming through and seeing some of the products that are going to be coming through this year, later on this year,
it's all about chip removal as well here, isn't it? That's been a big focus today. How you can basically, machine as fast as you can.
Well, rigidity and accuracy. You know, that's what that stems with the Bavius product.
And now with the buyout, it's obviously the Bavius. If you'd have seen it before, it was the Handtmann range. It's now the Bavius product. Do you think this is onwards and upwards?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this is a new start for them, and I think it's just going to grow and grow for them.
Okay, good stuff. Well, let's get to our next stop, which is Tuttlingen. Let's go. Martin, the last day of our tour, we're here at Chiron. What are we going to see today?
Well, what we'll see today, Paul, is we'll have a look around the production halls here in Tuttlingen, and we'll go over to Neuhausen as well. But the important thing here is it's all about applications. This is very much an applications-driven product, so we're looking forward to getting into the applications hall and seeing what they've got to.
And would it be fair to say you've got hundreds of Chirons installed around the UK?
Yeah, ETG have been representing Chiron products for, this is our 21st year, so as you can imagine, there's plenty out there in the UK.
Okay, lots to see. Let's get inside. So I'm going to start today's tour here in the showroom, where you can see a fabulous cross-section of the machine tools that Chiron supply. Well, anything from a simple 3-axis machine, 4-axis, 5-axis, single pallet, twin pallet, as well as twin spindle and single spindle. Not only that, they also supply mill turn machines and fully integrated robotic turnkey solutions, all done here at Tuttlingen in Germany. Currently within the Chiron group there are 3 brands. There's Scherer, there's STAMA and there is Chiron. They employ 1,900 people, and here, this is where the Chiron machines are made. Although a significant proportion of Chiron machines are servicing the automotive industry, they're also big in other sectors as well, including medical. Now, would you believe that in the Tuttlingen area, over 40% of the world's surgical instruments are manufactured? 10% of Chiron's workforce is made up by their apprenticeship program, and this is an example of one of the things that those guys made. And for those of you who thought that Chiron only manufactured small to medium-sized machine tools, couldn't be more wrong. Have a look at this travelling column machine with a multi-axis capability with this trunnion. This is 4 meters in the x-axis. And this machine behind me is even bigger. And if you wanted to see just how fast a Chiron machine is, you can do it right here in the reception. So I'm just going to collar one of the guys here, see what they've picked up from today's activity. John, have you just got a second?
Yes, yeah.
Anything surprised you here today at Chiron?
Yeah, lots of things, yeah.
Give us an example.
Just some of the machines are fantastic, yeah, the technology. Yeah, I've been really impressed.
Would you say, I was quite impressed to see the different sizes of the machines as well, because often you can pigeonhole Chiron into being a small to medium sort of size machine, but they've got some big ones here too.
Yeah, the mill series I think started about 800 mil, going right up to 8 meters. So yeah, they do different sizes. Yeah.
And seeing the machines here with, like, for example, the spindles exposed, does that give you as well a flavour for what goes into the build of these?
Yeah, I mean the build quality, I've really been surprised, about the build quality and the actual, you look here and they're just fantastic. So
should be able to sell a few then.
Yeah, I hope so.
We'll leave you to it. Crack on.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thanks, John. So we've got the mill series machine behind me here, and the guys are obviously getting a briefing as to what these machines are capable of. I'm going to catch up with Anthony Biggs, who's one of the regional sales managers. Anthony, hi, I know we spoke earlier in the week. Just what have you picked up today from Chiron?
Well, we know Chiron machines are known for being highly dynamic, with the ultra-fast chip-to-chip times, but for me, it's been how they apply a standard machine to the customer's application. So, these guys really are the turnkey kings.
And do you get a lot of demand for that in your territory, the turnkeys, or is it quite unusual?
Well, it can vary, but what we're seeing here is that a fairly generic product, a standard platform that's been really catered, optimised towards specific customer parts and processes, which is really good to see.
Is there any actual machines that you could point out that have really been a highlight today as well? I mean, I know we've got the mill series here, but have you seen some of the mill turns as well?
All of them.
And in any good production cell these days, you need to be connected, and that's what you've got here with Chiron, with their data line platform, total connectivity in your workshop. Wow, what an episode of Swarf and Chips this week has been, thoroughly action-packed from the word go. Now I'm heading back to the airport now to fly back to Heathrow, but I can thoroughly recommend it to any engineer or manufacturer to come overseas and look at where machine tools are made. Like at the companies we've been to this week, it really installs you with confidence as to what we're importing into the UK market. So that's it from me here, Auf Wiedersehen, and back to you, Lindsay, in the studio.
Cycle Time Challenge.
Wow, what a show. Thank you, Paul, and we hope you enjoyed it. Now, you can request your very own Swarf and Chip show, whether it be here in the UK or overseas, by simply contacting us on inquiries at mtdcnc.com. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you want to watch any previous episodes, click on the links here. And as we always say, keep those spindles turning.